Well, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to Tonbridge School in Kent as we kick off our live streaming coverage of the Natwest Under-18 Schools Champions Trophy. And this afternoon's game, well, it sees Tonbridge taking on Hampton School in some quite picturesque conditions, and we've also got decent weather for hopefully some running rugby. So let's find out how the coaches are feeling ahead of kick-off in a few minutes' time. Well, Chris Morgan, great to have you with us. How much are the Tonbridge boys looking to get stuck into this one?
I think they're really excited. It's certainly beats a Wednesday afternoon of lessons, and I think it's the beauty of the cup that it brings two schools together with rich rugby history that otherwise wouldn't normally play each other.
Yeah, what are you expecting from the challenge of Hampton this afternoon?
I know Sean quite well. I'm sure they'll be a well drilled outfit. I think from what I understand, they're a bit like us. They're quite lightweight and mobile and like to play some rugby, so it should be a good afternoon of running rugby, and conditions are perfect.
We've got a few of the players in there that have got experience at, say, the Roslyn Park Sevens that Tonbridge won last year. So there's some winning mentality in this side.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was really coming of age for a certain number of players last year. So hopefully they'll take that confidence from last season into this season.
Excellent. We wish you well.
Thank you very much.
Well, Sean Thompson, great to be chatting to you ahead of this one. How are the boys looking forward to their round one match of the Champions Trophy?
Really excited. This is our first year in the Champions Trophy, having always gone into the Cup before. Yeah, they're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the All-Kent affair. What are you expecting from Tonbridge?
Tough physical sides, really well drilled and well practiced. We know that they'll move the ball around and they'll look to sort of take us on up front, and then we're just hoping we can match them there, and then we'll be able to move the ball around and sort of exploit spaces out wide.
What will be the sort of key messages that you're giving to your players ahead of the game kicking off, for the sort of 2 or 3 things that you want them to really focus on this afternoon?
Without meaning to use too much, making sure that we keep that momentum up all the way through, we don't drop off at any point. And then, yeah, ball in hand, look to test them with every opportunity. Don't just allow them to dictate the pace of the game. Keep the tempo how we want it, and try and manage the ball as often as we can. Absolutely.
And you've got some real talent in your ranks. Who are the players that we should be looking out for in our coverage this afternoon?
To be honest, they're pretty even throughout. We've got a very team this year rather than individuals. We've got a very good fullback, Michael Linus, son's playing for us this season, which is quite exciting. Comes down to watch, which is always quite nice to see someone on the touchline. But other than that, yeah, it really is a team. So no one in particular. It'll be interesting to see who actually stands up today.
Best of luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
So those are the thoughts of Sean Thompson of Hampton and Chris Morgan of Tonbridge. Let's have a look then as our live streaming coverage gets underway for the season. Tonbridge School against Hampton School. We are live streaming. Thanks very much for joining us wherever you are watching our coverage. And we can have a look at the two sides that are due to be taking to the field in just a few moments' time. So just hoping we can go to the teams. And here is the Tonbridge lineup then, located in the heart of South East here in Kent. About 800 boys who attend the school. They reached round 2 in the Natwest Under-18s Schools Champions Trophy in 2014, losing 2 eventual winners Millfield, but they were knocked out in round 1 a year ago by a strong St John's side. Coaches Morgan and Gales, well, they have a couple of players in their ranks who piqued the interest of Harlequin. Second row, George Head. He often plays prop, but he's in the second row. He's in the Quins Academy, while prop Blaise Mott is also on their elite player development programme. And while on the bench, Matteo Petrosi is playing some of his rugby in the Saracen stable, perhaps hoping to follow last year's captain Ben Earl, who's joined the English and European champions this season. And in 14 and 15, Oliver Ward and Suano Sarawiwa, 2 players whose fathers have played, and their brothers as well, so keeping it in the family here at Tonbridge School. Well, Hampton, well, we welcome a side, as we heard in the interview there, to their first Champions Trophy match. They were quarter-finalists in the Under-18s Natwest Cup last year, where they regularly make the latter stages. They also won the St Joseph's Festival, which was an excellent result. And we heard mention, of course, of their that was Tonbridge's records in the Roslyn Park Sevens. In terms of the side, well, there's a good mix of upper sixth and lower sixth talent, as well as one Lewis Liner, of course, from the under-16s. The surname, all you need to know about his rugby pedigree, son of the one and only Michael Liner, the Aussie great. In Charlie Bow and Nick van der Mover, they've got academy links to London Irish and Wasps respectively. On the bench is the nephew of former Saracen skipper Hugh Vivian Max. And coaching the side, well, there's real experience too, with Sean Thompson assisted by David Mobb Smith. And the forwards coach, well, it's one Andy Beattie, an old Hamptonian, and of course a man with over 200 appearances for Bath. So both sets of coaches really favouring the option of wider running rugby. It's worth saying neither of these sides are awash with the big physical specimens that do crop up in this competition. It's not to say they're not without their athletes and ability though. And we have Hampton already out onto the field, and here come Tonbridge. Hampton, who will be playing in the black and the gold, and Tonbridge, who come out in that, well, almost barbarians looking strip, the black and white stripes. Here's a look at the replacements. Heggie, Petrozzi, Madison and Sinclair. And then for Hampton, Longford, Duggan, Lloyd Seed, Vivian, Barry, Lashley and Ollie Lack. So we've got some decent conditions here in Kent for this one, and quite a few of the boys from the rest of the school have just started to take their places around the pitch. Champions Trophy, the opportunity for a lot of these schools that perhaps don't play rugby for more than one term to have a real crack at a decent high-level schools competition, and it's proved to be really handy for those schools that want to show what they can do against top opposition but perhaps can't commit to the full season perhaps of the under-18s and under-15s competitions. Tonbridge just coming out of their huddle then. Our referee for this afternoon is Joe James from the London Society. No stranger to the schoolboys competition. He's certainly in charge of a few games, and those that were on our live stream last season. Under the watchful eye of our cameras once again, the official. Looking forward to this one though. Spoke to the referee pre-match, and certainly the flavour of both of these sides, as we say, not necessarily being the biggest, not necessarily playing that up the jumper style of rugby that you might expect some of the more experienced sides to play with the physical attributes. And it's going to be Hampton to get us underway. Rowan Grundy with the ball and the white scrum cap. It's a mid-length restart, not going to get much competition on that from these players. It's just an immediate opportunity to set up the ruck in the middle of the field. They've gone for the aerial ball. It's a decent jump by Sitsis, but the ball is a little loose, and it's found its way into the hands of Oliver Ward, and Ward could be going all the way here. What a sensational start this could be for Tonbridge. Try given, and Oliver Ward absolutely flying out of the blocks. Brilliant try from the right winger. His father and two elder brothers played for the first, so there's a bit of rugby history. Successful conversion as well. So Tonbridge taking full advantage of Hampton not dealing with the clear after kickoff, and they get themselves up to a 7-point advantage. Just waiting for the ball. Back to halfway. little stunned in the opening minute or two. Restart. Forward. Now, with it in hand, through Van der Merwe, then out to his wing. This support on the outside from Shannon. Didn't use it, and it's away from Charlie Bow into the middle. There's a bit of footwork from the skipper Verdon. Penalty given from the referee. They're going to take the opportunity to try and cut that 7-point advantage that was so quickly racked up by Tonbridge School. Grundy uses the scrum cap to focus on getting this one through the posts, which he does, no problem at all. So Hampton get themselves onto the board through Grundy. Tonbridge 7, Hampton School 3. Restart. Looked like he was heading towards that far touchline pretty swiftly, but just snaffled in. Advantage being played to Tonbridge. Away from Mullins. Little chip over the top, looking to try and get it into that little corridor of uncertainty, but there is a penalty. We're going back for that advantage, man holding onto the ball. Little brief opportunity to see Lewis Liner onto the ball for the first time. Two Champions Trophy games taking place today. It was a 2:30 kickoff between Cranbrook and St John's Leatherhead. We do have the result of that one now. St John's winning that by 36 points to 19. Don't forget, of course, on the live stream later on we will have the live draw for round 2. We'll have our little balls in the fishbowl ready to draw the schools for round 2. Plenty to enjoy before we get that far. Jump is good from Tonbridge. Dylan Taylor brings it down, but now there's a bit of loose ball and it's preyed upon by Titsis, but it's gone backwards. Tackle of Zach Goodwill. A fair bit to try and stop the initial advance of Tonbridge. And some really good leg driving. Mullins away through Wilkinson. Then the crash ball. Mullins has got options. He's going to go short side this time. Wilkinson steps in. Couldn't quite get that ball away. Sensibly holds on to it. There's a counter ruck coming though. Mullins looked at the referee, but he really needed more of his forwards in there. They got there eventually. Wilkinson just standing a little close perhaps to his scrum half. Might need to just get into more of a channel on his own, but Declan Sinclair will carry on and plough the channel that's required. Just a little bit of inaccuracy from Tonbridge, just driving into their own man, so they'll hand possession over to Hampton. Hampton coached by Sean Thompson in his second year in charge of the club. Spent some time with London Irish and Exeter Chiefs. His team assisted by David Mobb Smith. Also spent some of his time coaching the Sweden Women's Sevens. break from the back. Hampton putting boot to ball, but it's charged down. They're going to have to try and regather and go again. It's there for Bow. Needs a bit of protection and gets it. Clearance isn't going to find touch though. Oh, but it's been knocked on. And it ended up being a penalty because after the knock-on had come, it was then spilled forwards and another man picked it up. So Suano Sarawi with that, just giving away a needless penalty, unfortunately. Clearance downfield for the penalty is not found touch from Grundy. Sarawi out on the full outside his 22. So, in a way, that's worked out pretty well for Grundy. Didn't make touch. Well, the fullback ran out of his 22 before he punted it downfield out on the full. So, Hampton will have the line out just in the area of the field that they would have hoped to from the penalty. Jump at the line out. Just from the Hampton skipper Verdon. Ball's hoisted high. Just makes a few metres forwards. It's back with Hampton. Carried on that time by Carroll. Just over the 10-metre line. Charlie Bow looking in there, but it looks to be turnover ball for Tonbridge. Matthew Stamp doing his best to stop them getting any go forward. Box kick sends Carroll after it. Liner's there as well. Liner, good feet to get past the first tackle. Second one brings him down. He's got a good 15 yards back up the field. Off to the right from Bow. Grundy. It's a good running line from him and manages to get the support from Harry Gray. Excellent scrummager Gray. Decent hit and carry from Van der Merwe. Ball's back with Tonbridge, and they might have men here if they could make it work before Hampton are able to react. And they're straightening and going forward. Drew Dainton. Danger signs here for Hampton. Well, they're going to try and hold him up there. Not quite managed to do so. There for Mullins. Wilkinson. Little show from him. Oh, but there's a penalty, and he's run into his own man and stopped the tackle. Well, that's a bit of a let-off for Hampton. Clearance from the penalty. That won't make touch, but good advancing from the Hampton defence, but they've got to make the tackles if they're going to get there, and it's a really bullocking run from Tonbridge down that left side. Strong play by Harry Rees, and now stepping through the first tackle, the last line of defence. Liner with the big hit. Eventually brings them down. Wilkinson, ball back inside. Running from Devaney. Trying to find their way into the corner. Doesn't quite happen for them that time. Back in field, getting more of the forwards to try and do the work through Sinclair. Now they come wider. Oh, but it's just been knocked forwards. And are they going to try and find the chance to come? Hampton, they perhaps rushed that. Might have been worth just taking that ball into contact and resetting. Letting the support arrive and then striking. Referee quick to call advantage over there. It's going to be a Tonbridge scrum. First chance to see both of the sides at scrum time. Ball out to the left through Wilkinson. Oh, it's a really big hit, but they might have managed to find room to get Sarawira through. Just brought down at the last. Tonbridge, oh, they've just knocked on. Hampton will have the scrum. Sensational line from the fullback. Came bursting through. So under a bit of pressure here, Charlie Bow will get this one in. And under further pressure is Pack. They were going backwards there, but they've done well to get away and set up that platform through the skipper. Verdon did really well. Only player to have been involved in the starting 15 for the firsts regularly from lower sixth. He is a decent ball carrier, and we saw that there. Now then, this kick goes up. Tackle wasn't really made as Harry Rees came forwards. Now it's away. Mullins to Wilkinson, but he's had the ball stolen off him, and then into the hands of Liner, who's trying to get it away out the back door, but it was actually a knock-on off a Tonbridge hand, so it'll be a chance for Hampton. That's a very good afternoon to you wherever you are watching us here on our live stream of the Natwest Schools Under-18s Champions Trophy. As the scoreboard tells you, Tonbridge School 7, Hampton School 3. Tonbridge with a lightning start to the game. Received the kickoff from Hampton, went to clear. Clearance wasn't gathered by Hampton from Tonbridge, and they raced down. And Oliver Ward, the right winger, went under the posts. Tough work at the back for Hampton, and really good spoiling from Tonbridge. Now have they got another opportunity here, trying to isolate the last man to put Ward in again for another. Is it a high tackle? There is a penalty advantage being shown. But Tonbridge come again. Mullins looking for the offload. Good low body position there, but the tackle was excellent from Hampton. Now they come to the right. They're not going to get through the door that way. Ball is there for Mullins again. It's out for Sarawira, and it will open up for the fullback now, who gets through for the try. They've been camped down there for long enough. And the score comes. Tonbridge opening up a 9-point lead now with the conversion to come. So it was just after the high tackle, and the advantage was being played. High tackle on Ward. Decent vision to get that ball out to Sarawira. And it's straight down. Wilkinson. Flags raised. 14 points to 3 then, the home side with the advantage. So Hampton have had to do a fair amount of defending so far in the opening 15-16 minutes or so. Now this looks to be another break for Tonbridge. Wilkinson, the timing of the pass had to be perfect, and it was, and then a real burst of speed Well, he's trying to go all the way under the post, and he will do. Just about gets the ball down under all sorts of pressure. But it's try number 3 for Tonbridge inside 20 minutes. And these are ominous signs for Hampton, who just don't seem to be able to do terribly much with it. This is the break from Wilkinson over the halfway line. Just had to wait to get the ball away. This was the moment it nearly didn't go down. But eventually, Rees gets it over. So Wilkinson gets the conversion. Hampton, oh, I thought for a moment they gathered that from the kick, but it was really well taken. Hockley Smith, the man who brought that one in. And then an excellent clearance, just bouncing down below our halfway camera position before it goes into touch. Saw the danger of Harry Rees with that third try for Tonbridge. Angus Shannon for Hampton with the line out. Oh, but it's been one down on the Tonbridge side. Just nothing is falling right for Hampton so far. Mullins goes close quarters, sets up that platform, but they were in a decent position over the ball there, Hampton, and they've won the penalty. Sinclair holding onto the ball on the floor. So Hampton, well, they want to get this into the corner, but they want to make sure it goes out first of all, which they do. Hampton want to make sure of the calls here. Line-outs failed for them. Certainly on the last one. Shannon goes to the back, it goes over the top, and it's going to be gathered in by that man Sinclair. Gave the penalty away, but is happy to get back to duties of tidying up. Ball was just nudged forwards there. Now then, can Sarawiwa tidy it up? We'll go back for the knock-on. Advantage being played to Hampton. Could they snaffle something out of that? So the last one snaffled at the middle, and this one, well, it ended up just going over the top to the back, and then Sinclair was straight on it. Claiming that. Got it away to his hooker, Harry Hind. Just as it came out to the back line. Just got shoved forwards. Now then, penalty to Hampton. Scrum penalty. Goodwill. Just pokes it into the corner. Just inside the 22. Really need to get this set piece working. This line out needs to be providing them with more ball than it is so far. Hampton through the penalties, getting themselves decent field position. Just got to make best use of it. Oh, it's missed. They've missed his man, but it'll be tidied up by Powell. Tonbridge turn it over though. They are just too good in the close quarters stuff for Hampton so far in this match. Sinclair presents it. Wildblood will carry it on. But there's another penalty coming. Hampton at this stage, well, they've got to start thinking about the options here, because going into the corner each time and losing the line out does not a strategy make. Certainly being given plenty of calls. On that occasion, Tonbridge, well, on the floor, just not releasing. Crabbing a few illegal extra meters.
Yeah, sorry, I've tried all three on me.
Goodwill just waits to get this one into the corner. Played safe. Another little chat between the Hampton forwards to make sure of the call. It was Powell who tidied it up last time. Hooker in the upper six. They've gone for a shortened one this time. Now they look to try and go to the back. Jump at the front. It's still one back by Tonbridge. Doing brilliantly to spoil. Clearance from Mullins. Good jump. It's well taken by Carroll under plenty of pressure. Now it's with Bow. Grundy, little show back inside. Ball's on the floor, but they've still got it. Trying to rampage his way through the middle is Jacob Turley. Still there for Hampton. They come around the short side. Shannon. Bow. Grundy. Pops it up short. Oh, it's come back loose again. It's on the Tonbridge side. Charge down on the kick. Then it's a little bit loose. There is a knock-on advantage now coming to Tonbridge. Surely they will look to try and use, but it's just gone forwards on the floor, so we'll have the scrum to Tonbridge. Well in control of this match as it stands, 21 points to 3. Tonbridge just showing themselves to win these physical battles, and scrum time. They were penalised a little while ago, but they look much more in control of it. Certainly on their own ball, don't they? Wilkinson, oh, he did well through the tackle to get that offload away. Not held in the tackle, so will take a couple of extra metres. Then Mullins. Little ball back inside, nicely for Wildblood. But then it's knocked forwards. Referee was just making sure of that, but did come forward. Scrum down to the black and gold of Hampton School. As we said, their first time in the Champions Trophy. Regularly make the latter stages of the Natwest Cup. They won the St Joseph's Festival, which was an excellent result. Prestigious schools tournament. To find a bit of that form in this game. Scrum's gone down. Battle of the scrum halves. Mullins and Bow. Charlie Bow getting this one in, part of the London Irish Academy. The scrum's under real pressure there. He's got to try and get this one away, which he does. Grundy, gets it over the shoulder. This could be danger signs of Sporforth, hacks it on. The chase is on as well, and it's being led by 2 Tonbridge shirts. It's going to be Sporforth who touches down, and it's try number 4 for Tonbridge. And Charlie Sporforth did really well. As soon as that ball went loose, he took great advantage of it. Man known for great footwork. It was more about just getting the engine going on that time. Wilkinson. Here's his rugby at Sevenoaks, vice captain of the side. He's been distributing really well. Swings the right peg straight through it. It's been a faultless afternoon from David Wilkinson so far. (28 points to 3). Tonbridge School with this lead over Hampton. So Hampton got to try and get themselves into this game. Grundy kicks it downfield. Little show from Sinclair. Mullins. That one might be a little far for his forwards to pick up, so Liner comes forward. He's clattered hard. Tonbridge will try and come through, but they do so off their feet. Beyond the ball. So Liner rescued. He's walking back. Plenty of physical stuff in that challenge that he was under. Ball is cleared. Plenty of focus from the Tonbridge players. Making sure they know what they're doing at this set piece. Hampton who have the problem really, as we've mentioned. Shannon goes to the middle. It ends up at the back, but it's in a Hampton hand. That's all they'll be worried about presently. Then it's away from Bow. Grundy. Need to find a bit of go forward, and stepping straight through the gap is Van der Merwe. But there was a bit of crossing. Referee was there to spot it. That'll be disappointing. Really good touch finder. Referee's been quite hot on that from both sides this afternoon. Players getting in the way of each other, denying the tackle opportunity. Certainly is the age group where you're starting to practice those moves. You've got running lines and a little playbook. And sometimes it's just the accuracy that lets you down under the pressure of competition. Blaze mocked. Doing their best to try and win that Tonbridge, but wasn't straight. So Hampton will have the resulting scrum. Down for the scrum. Referee just wants to reset it. Bow picks up, carries down the short side from Will Verdon. Tonbridge make the tackle and force the knock on, and now they have possession. Sinclair ships it on. That time it's Mott, the man with the Quins Academy. But they're going back for that knock on. Tonbridge just with the small error. And the advantage. Row of Mott, Hind and Dainton for Tonbridge up against Harry Gray, Nick Powell and Angus Shannon of Hampton. Pulls away. Wilkinson, oh, it's loose on the floor. Oh, it's in the hands of one of the try scorers, Sarah Weaver. They look to go short side. Tackle's made by Turley. And it's there for Mullins. Wilkinson wanted to find Mott. Big man just knocking on as he ran forward, so Hampton will have the scrum. It's a warm afternoon down in Kent, so the players will certainly be feeling it. There'll be smiles so far on the faces of the Tonbridge coaching team. Graham Gales, been coaching at the school since 1991. Dropped away from the first 15 duties, coached the Colts for about 5 years. Now back coaching, looks after them in the Sevens programme as well. Enjoyed their win at the Roslyn Park National School Sevens back in March. Kick downfield, going to test the fullback. We did see him knock on in the early stages, but he gathers that one cleanly, sorry. Then brought down. Wilkinson looks to try and just float it out for Sporforth. Sporforth gets around one tackle. Then he meets lineup. Each of them really dynamic players for each of their sides. Mullins, Wilkinson. Mott was the dummy runner that time. Now Sporforth with the little show and go, but he's well scragged in midfield. Tackle was from Van der Merwe, who's done well when he's been asked to attack anything that moves. Had a couple of carries as well, but the referee's whistle's just got the better of him a couple of times. Just as he thinks he's getting going, we're being called back. Referee quick check on the watch. Just calls for time off. Wilkinson in there, just doing the right fly half bit of duty, checking with the referee what the next play is going to be. Skipper Verdon just having a word with the referee himself as well. Talented young man. So time is back on from the referee. Ball is in from Tonbridge. Just hovering at the back. Now it's going to be the little pick. And to Mullins, is he going to go through the gap himself? Sporforth was out there looking for it. He's going to have to help control that ruck and get possession. But now it's out. Sarah Weaver does really well to hold on to that. Pass was just on his shoulder. Hampton defending for their lives again here. Trailing by 28 points to 3. Are they going to concede again before half-time? Bit of wrecking ball play from the forwards. Mullins is there now. Gets it away to Hind. Mullins looking for quick service out for Wilkinson. He's decided to chip it over the top, send Sporforth up after it. But it was gathered nicely by Rory Carroll, who had the presence of mind to call the mark. And it's cleared to touch as the referee blows the half-time whistle. Well, the play has largely been from left to right in that first half, as Tonbridge at home have looked to express themselves, and they've managed to do so well. Tries from Ward, Sarawiwa, Rees and Sporforth. And an exemplary display so far from David Wilkinson, the vice-captain from the kicking tee. Gives us a half-time score in round 1 of the Natwest Schools Under-18s Champions Trophy of Tonbridge School 28, Hampton School 3. So the first try was a real breakaway just after kickoff, really. And Oliver Ward stormed his way downfield. Slightest invitation and off he went. Second try. Well, it went off down the line, but it was actually Wilkinson's vision to throw the slightly longer pass and find his fullback. And Sarawiwa was able to slide through. Had a little shaky early knock-on, but actually the fullbacks had a really good game in that first half. Try number 3, well, started just outside the Tonbridge 22. Really good draw and pass here from Wilkinson, and that's what really set Harry Rees away. And he's got real pace out there. Nearly lost it. The tackles came in, but he eventually got that one down under the post. And then, well, Charlie Sporforth hacked it on downfield when the ball went a little loose, and, well, Hampton's heads dropping a little too far perhaps at that stage of the game. But they've got a second half where they can try and work hard, playing left to right, but Tonbridge 4 tries to the good. Just the one penalty from Rowan Grundy from Hampton School gives us that 28 points to 3 scoreline. Second half getting underway in just a couple of moments.
Thursday, Wednesday, toast. 2.
Is he actually? He's not, I suppose not.
Why don't you think
Two. 2-2, 2-2. 2-2. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2-3, 1-2. Run it without. Put it back in the pack.
Sarah Weaver gets that ball down. Absolutely storms through the tackle. Just told Zach Goodwill to sit down. And now it's out with Rees. Try scorer in the first half, but well taken into touch there by Rory Carroll. One of the Tonbridge players just receiving a bit of attention. Coaches will be biding their time before introducing some of the replacements, no doubt. Those are Tom Duggan, Alec Lloyd Seed, Max Vivian, Shane Barry, Jamie Lashley and Ollie Lack for Hampton School. Duncan Heggie, Matteo Petrosi, James Madison, Will Martin, Guy Collins and Jack Harvey for Tonbridge. All keen to make their impact. Good to see the Tonbridge skipper back to his feet. George Head back into the line out, continue his duties. Hampton line out. Needs to function better than it did first half. Shannon gets it in. That's well taken. Now it's away from Shane Barry, replacement scrum half onto the field. Going through the hands. Finds Shannon. Tonbridge going in and trying to spoil, and they're perfectly entitled to do so in that position. Hampton just caught watching them, really. Tonbridge still with it. Now the ball is to ground. Got to try and recycle this ball away from Mullins. And again, running around the corner, Sinclair. Nice little ball back in field to his number 8. That was sweet. Dylan Taylor. Really nicely taken off Sinclair. And he just tried to pop the ball up.
Wait, so Winsford, how was Weston El Cap?
Just nudged forwards. Got to stay strong here. Tonbridge have shown that they have got a little more grunt and a little more weight in their scrum. Anxious moments for Rowan Grundy. Charlie Bow as well. Got to try and get this ball cleared. Or Shane Barry rather, of course, who is now on. Break from Verdon. Did well. Sets it up. Barry. That's coming right towards our commentary truck. Just goes over my head. Nearly took out our cameraman, but we're still with you. So those are the supporters all along the sidelines, making plenty of noise to cheer on their teammates. Of course, boarding school here at Tonbridge School as well.
Look at me.
Drew Dainton waits to get this one in at the line-out. Go to the back, it's really well executed. Sinclair out the back to Wilkinson, who was under plenty of pressure, but good snaffle from Hampton School. Well, the referee just saying that one's gone forward. No scores yet in this second half. 31 points in that first half, 28 of them going to Tonbridge. 4 tries to the home side. Mullins couldn't get a pass away to anyone on his right. They were in front of him. Did well to get settled down. Now the ball's just gone forward from Tonbridge, so there is an advantage being played, but the ball won't be coming to Hampton too easily, so we'll get that reset for a scrum. Through Barry. Shove comes on from Tonbridge. Verdon's got work to do, but he does it. Black and white of Tonbridge all over him, but gets the platform there for his scrum half. Barry, Grundy, Verdon. Barry again. Players running around the corner, but they're just getting the ball a half a second too late, so their momentum stopped a little and they're caught flat-footed. And that's a little bit more go forward from the fly half. Grundy just spotting a little gap to get through, takes play out to the halfway line. Forwards are all there ready to provide support. Just doesn't seem clear whether they're taking the next ball into contact or whether they are providing that support to the tackler, and that's just what they need to get decided between them, Hampton. Grundy Has a bit of support in the middle from Sam Brown. Tonbridge defence has managed to force them back here. Grundy again. Out the back a little further this time, and then stepping through is Goodwill. Looking to get to that left wing, but Sporforth saw the danger coming. Threads the kick through. Turley will boot that downfield. He's got some decent yardage on that and sends the Tonbridge fullback back into his 22, digging for it, and he'll look to try and clear that on the full, but he's not going to manage it. And instead, it's taken in by Tsitsis. Really good tackle. Just a bit of football to hack it upfield. Ball ends up getting over the touchline. Hampton will have the throw. Well, at the end of all that, it's the visitors who maintain possession. Probably one of the longest spells of possession that Hampton have had in the game so far, that just a moment ago. Verdon with the jump in the line. It's working a little better for them second half. Look to try and rumble it up, but it's eventually to ground. Grundy, one dummy runner. Second man takes it, Tonbridge get over it, and they're on their feet, and they force the turnover. They are so dangerous at the breakdown. They proved that in the first half, and well, Tsitsis caught at the bottom, and not an awful lot he could do about it. Wilkinson to take them into territory down in that right-hand side. The drum demonstrating the support, keeping the pressure on. Line out. Well, it wasn't straight. Referee was right there. Will Hockley-Smith was the happy recipient, but didn't have to work too hard to get hold of that, did he? Hampton with the scrum. Quite burst into life yet this second half. Just have to have this scrum reset. Don't forget, we do have the draw for round 2 of the Natwest Schools Under-18s Champions Trophy coming up for you after this game. The Goldfish Bowl is here. We'll be putting all of the schools into it and drawing them for their matches for round 2. So do stay with us for that. Verdon with the pick and go. He's a real bright light for Hampton. Now they go back the other side. Grundy, oh, it's just been lost. Tonbridge. They've got some good turnover ball in a nice position. Backline will be licking their lips at the opportunity here. Will it reach them? No, not to begin with. Taken in by the forwards to set another platform. Mullins, Wilkinson. There's Mott, who gets a really good engine going down the middle. Oh, but there's a penalty. Mott got himself isolated and the support wasn't there quick enough. Hampton giving Tonbridge a taste of their own medicine. Clearance to the touchline, only finds the fullback. who gets going, and his initial step gets around the first tackle. He bursts through another two. It's a brilliant run from Suano Sarawiwa. Tonbridge now look to get it out in through the centres. Sporforth gets support on his shoulder. Oh, Tonbridge going to go all the way to the try line here. Just stopped short on the 5 metre. Popped up for Sinclair. Is he going all the way himself? Referee says held up. Last-ditched defence from Hampton School was good enough. But Sinclair, well, you'd have thought he might get through. Change being made at scrum half then. Matteo Petrozzi is on. It was a really good shift from Charlie Mullins. He's kept that back line ticking over. He's been buzzing around the back of that scrum and that breakdown to ensure that any of those quick one balls from his forwards are out to his back line. Decent talent, Mullins. But a chance for the curly-haired Matteo Petrozzi in the Saracens Academy. So ready to get back underway. Squeeze comes on, it comes back on the Hampton side though, and they weren't expecting that, and Verdon gets going. Thought about the offload, but takes play just outside the 22. Harry Gray sets the platform. Shane Barry, box kicks downfield. It's well taken again by the fullback. Now it's on to Sporforth. Where's he going to go? Comes down towards this left touchline, then the pass back in field, but it was well tracked and well spotted by Alec Lloyd-Seed. And then Liner looks to get going. Was he in touch? No. Ball is still in play, and now it's going to be a foot race, and can Hampton get there? In the meantime, Suano Sarawi was just down in front of us off the field. Clearances from Petrozzi. Bounces up for Lloyd-Seed. Passes across field. Looks for his left winger in Sitsis. Sitsis going around the outside. Sporforth is chasing him, but Sitsis might go all the way into the corner here, and he will. It's going to be Hampton's first try of the game. It's the first score of the second half, and out of broken play, Hampton are the ones to get the spoils. George Sitsis with the try. And the man in the lower sixth adds to the Hampton tally. Lloyd-Seed with the long pass, and Sitsis, well, from this position, he saw plenty of open field to get himself going into. Had a man outside, which was the reason Ollie Ward is just looking to his outside. Sporforth gave chase, didn't quite have the pace to catch Sitsis, and he's over for the try. easiest of conversions, but it's well nailed by Grundy. 28-10. Hampton still with a fair bit of work to do, trailing by 18 points, but that'll give them a bit of heart, chance to get their heads up a little. So out of your picture, the unfortunate sight of Suano Sarawiwa having to just get his arm semi-slinged into his shirt while he's getting some ice on the shoulder means that talented fullback has made his last contribution to the game. It'll be interesting to see whether Hampton recognise that opportunity and decide to start testing the new man. Duncan Heggie, the new man, on at the back for Tonbridge. Good line-out win for Tonbridge, and now they want to try and rumble this downfield, and they get an immediate 10 metres on it. Effective from the boys in black and white. Now where's that ball though? Well, they've taken it in, and in fact the referee deems that there will be a turnover of possession. It stopped moving, the ball didn't get to ground, so Hampton will get possession at the scrum. Change being made then for Tonbridge. Onto the field goes second row Jack Harvey. Coming off Declan Sinclair. Ball is out the back. Grundy looked and found Liner. Now they come to the right, cutting back in field. And Hampton away from Barry. Grundy again up into midfield. It was a solid tackle. Hampton saw it coming. Grundy to the right this time. Through with scrum half Barry. Well, it's just been shipped on. They've perhaps got to take the men on a little more than that. Carroll then stepping and going straight through. Penalty Hampton. Man not releasing the tackled player. So penalty for Hampton. .18 points between the sides. Tonbridge 28, Hampton 10. Shannon. Goes over the top, it's well won. Barry had work to do to try and get hold of it at the back, but they have managed to tidy it up, and it's in the hands of Harry Gray. Just over the halfway line. Barry, Grundy. Lloyd Seed, but it's just gone forward, and now Tonbridge might have a chance to take advantage of that being played by the referee, but then it just goes to ground just as I say that. A little touch of commentator's curse, and we'll come back for the first knock-on. Just to let you know, our clock is as best estimation as we can give. Our referee Joe James will have the time, of course, but certainly doing best we can to keep you informed as to where the game is at here on our live streaming coverage. And where the game is at there is Tonbridge driving straight through the ruck. No protection from the Hampton forwards there. It's gone forward though, off a black and white hand. So Hampton. It's there for Barry once more. Grundy. Lloyd Seed joining the line again. Just another little knock on as Tonbridge tried to come in and gain possession. Round 2 games being drawn after this here on the live stream. Who doesn't love a live draw? Stay with us for that one. Four tries to 1, Tonbridge with the lead. They haven't really managed to get going second half. It's been a little bit bitty. Hampton have had to try and create most of it from here on their own 22. Some nice passing down the back line from Hampton, but by the time they came up to the defensive line, they just weren't able to get through it. Verdon with the little show and give to the supporting player. It's just slow from Hampton at the minute, and that's what's stopping them getting going. They need quick ball to try and get this Tonbridge defence working really hard, and they've just not managed to do so. Then there's a penalty. They go quickly. Scrum half is tackled, so that'll be 10 minutes. The referee, I think, is just going to have a little word now with George Head. Grundy. Puts a bit of yardage down to the 22. Now then, this is more like the sort of field position that Hampton would like to be playing in. Last time they were down here, the try came. Can they make it happen again? Duggan with the line-out win that time. That was good. Now they go out the back for Liner. Little use of the feet and then trying to get room on the outside. It was Carroll. Not sure whether it was deemed in touch or whether he threw it in field forwards before he went out, but he's not getting much change out of trying to run around the outside of his opposite number, Reese, down this right-hand flank. Might be best trying to take that into contact, bring the winger in and then go round the outside, but seeing glimpses of Lewis Liner getting involved. Not spotted whether Dad Michael is down here. Ball from the line out is loose though, and it might present an opportunity for Hampton. Cutting back in field is Charlie Longford. They look to go short side. Good tackle from Tonbridge. They then immediately, every time, get over that ruck. They've just done well, Hampton, to stop them getting out of there. Charlie Longford is keen to carry everything that his half-back partnership wants him to do. Now there's going to be another attempt to get around the outside. More good tackling from Reese. Then it's gone forwards. Tonbridge will have the line out. Will have the scrum. Carroll opted to throw that one back infield that time. It's just a bit of hot potato that saw it go to ground. Petrosi waits to get this one in. It's in from the scrum half. Picked up by Jack Harvey. Replacement on for the second half. Well, again, Tonbridge rumble it upfield, but they can't get the ball to ground once the momentum stops. Satisfying taps on the back from the Hampton forwards. Will there be a blindside pick? No. It's going to go straight to Grundy. Who's going to be the runner? It's Liner. They change direction. Come back to the right. Stamp just getting that one on. Now to the left once more. Grundy. Through the skipper. Lloyd Seed. Then on to Liner. Lloyd Seed once again. Where's he going? Was that a little high? Referee happy enough with it. Then the pick wants to make sure they don't run away from support. Then Longford, that's good hands. Can they get the next offload away and round the corner? It's that key decision, taking it in and looking for the man. Grundy on for Luke Wilson. It's got to be a little quicker. They're allowing the defence plenty of time to get set, and then with these sorts of turnover balls, this is where Tonbridge can be lethal. Wilkinson, the man initially in possession, and now Tonbridge with all the momentum going forwards. Petrosi over the top to his number 8. Good play for Dylan Taylor. And are they going to get in? Oh, it's just been lost at the last. Can you believe it? There was a penalty of an offside. So we're going back. Tonbridge will have another opportunity. Second half, well, it's 7-0 to Hampton since half-time. Not that it's proving to be too much of a problem for Tonbridge given their first half total. I'm sure they would like to well, conclude the game with another try for their tally. So the support liking the statement of intent from the penalty. Poked into the corner with the intent, no doubt, to get try number 5 via this line out. Dainton. Can Hampton spoil it? Into the hands, and now the drive, and are they close enough to the line? They are. Oh no, it's a penalty. Double movement. Thought for a moment the arm raised was to award the try, but they just worked a little too hard. Grundy with the penalty to clear. Well, this was the rolling maul. We've seen them get going a couple of times this afternoon. It's not worked out for them on a couple of occasions. Either they've been stopped short and had possession turned over, and on that try-scoring attempt, the double movement has seen a penalty against Tonbridge, the side in possession. But now we're away through Hampton. Sitz is coming in field to have a carry. Try scorer for Hampton. To the 10-metre line. They've got some real depth on their three-quarter line now if they can use it, but the ball is loose. Grundy tried to step his way out of trouble, but Tonbridge defence was good. Longford. Shane Barry. Back for Lloyd Seed. Wants to test that back line. Good offload for Ward. Opened the scoring. Petrozzi needs a bit of communication, and it's popped up through the hands nicely. That's the halfway line. Petrozzi, Wilkinson steps back off his left foot down that right channel where he thought he saw it was on, and then Ward has reacted well to the loose ball with the pickup on the 10-metre line. Petrozzi back in field. Dainton. Scrum half trying to get some good pace on the ball now and trying to keep a relentless carry into the face of Hampton, but they turn it over. And then a little chip where they spot that there's nobody at home. Bit of shirt pulling as they chase after it. Ward did relatively well to get there, but is it there for the scrum half? It is. Petrozzi gets some good airtime on it. Chasing tackle is missed, and now the field really opens up, and it's going to be Liner who absolutely streaks away. Try number 2 for Hampton, and Lewis Liner is the scorer. It's in those moments of loose play that you really see Hampton, on occasion, just find a way through the crowd. Onto Liner there. Everyone had been sucked in by that little bit of aerial tennis, and it's seen the son of the Aussie great get over for Hampton's second try. It's converted as well. Grundy making no mistake from right in front of the post, as you'd expect. And it takes the scores to Tonbridge School 28, Hampton School 17. Not an awful lot of time left on the clock, but certainly enough for a restart. Need a bit of communication here, Hampton. They do well to gather it in. It's a really solid run from the gather on the restart by Stamp. We needed a bit more of this from Hampton in the first half. It's coming a little late from them. Lloyd Seed seems the replacements are doing a decent job. Lloyd Seed, one of them who's looked good since he came on, as has Charlie Longford. Shane Barry, the scrum half's done well second half too. It's just nudged forwards as Tonbridge tried to come through and play it. That was the missed tackle. Then Liner straight through the gap. Tonbridge reached round 2 in the Champions Trophy in 2014. They lost to eventual winners Millfield that year. Last year they were knocked out in round 1 by St John's Leatherhead, who we know have won in their match a little earlier this afternoon. The draw coming up after this one. Could there be a few more familiar meetings between sides in the Champions Trophy? We'll have the draw and all the information for you coming up after this game. Well, it becomes a penalty this time. And it's taken quickly. Grundy. Defensive line is up. Sporforth ready to make the tackle. Straight to his feet to try and force the turnover. But it's going to be a penalty. And I think we might be seeing a yellow card here. Slowing that down a little. Yes, we are. Referee not too happy, not releasing the player. I think there's been a warning to Tonbridge previously. He's going to get all the plaudits from his team, from his supporters down in that left-hand corner. Ben Devaney. Tonbridge pushed it high. Grundy comes forward for it. He's taken it, but it's gone backwards. Still in Hampton territory. Sorry, Hampton possession. Grundy looks for a carry in midfield. Longford was hit really hard, but now Liner wanting to get going again. He loves just that opportunity to show off his straight line speed. Then Verdon, the skipper. Oh, he's still going. Looking for the support on the inside. Just didn't really know who to pick out. They were all a little bit close to him in a way. Then Longford. He'll look to try and get some retribution for that hit a moment ago. Gets the offload away. Duggan. Hampton. Come to the left this time. Grundy. Little step back in field. Stamp onto Turley. Then penalty Hampton. Defence straying offside from Tonbridge. Fair, it's just too little too late from Hampton School. It's going to be a good old running penalty. Who's it going to be? Verdon. Well, he's opted not to carry himself and send it through the hands. They've not managed to get much luck going around the outside on this right wing so far in the game. Verdon might be best taking it on himself. Liner given an opportunity. It's out the back. They might have room here because this is good quick ball for Hampton. Oh, the potential intercept was there. Sitsis really strong with the right fend, and he's in at the corner for the try. It's his second of the match. Nicely done from Hampton School. It was the fact that that ball came quickly out of the contact area that caught the Tonbridge defence a little sucked in, and they managed to come round on the outside Hampton and get in to the corner. Well, they're past the 20-point mark, and the scoreboard is going to have, well, a much nicer look to it when they head back at the end of this game. But you do wonder where some of this attacking flair was first half, because, well, Tonbridge really strangulated Hampton's ability to get going in the first 35 minutes. Grundy with the chance to take Hampton up to 24 and within 4 points with what must be the last kick of the game. Tricky effort from the left-hand touchline. Swings the boot at it. He's got enough height to it, but it goes wide. So the cheer goes up from the home fans. They will be pleased with the result. It was all the work done in the first half from Tonbridge School. 4 tries. Ward, Sarawiwa, Rees and Sporforth. And where you expected them to kick on second half, well, it didn't really happen for the home side. And that'll be something that whoever Tonbridge play in the next round will be wary of. Hampton School coming back into it. Tries from Sitsis with the brace and Lewis Liner. 2 conversions from Grundy to go with a penalty from the first half. Means that we have a final score here at Tonbridge School in the Natwest Schools Under-18s Champions Trophy. of Tonbridge School 28, Hampton School 22. So as promised, we will be moving very shortly over to our Goldfish Bowl with the teams in ahead of round 2. We have the live draw coming for you in just a few moments' time, so do stay with us here on the live stream. And in the meantime, many congratulations to Tonbridge School, who will find themselves in that draw. We'll join you again in just a couple of moments. So very shortly we should have some reaction from the coaches of Tonbridge and Hampton, but you can see on your screen there that ahead of the draw we have the teams who are confirmed to be taking part in that draw. Bristol Grammar School, Canford School, St John's Leatherhead, Eton College, Grammar School at Leeds, Kingswood School or Bryanston School, Monmouth School, Oakham School, St Paul's and RGS Guildford are yet to play, Tonbridge School, Bedford, Blundell's, Clifton, Epsom and Millfield. And there will be, of course, the last team that we pull out that will be given a bye. So we'll be getting underway with the draw in just a minute or two. For those of you who are just joining us here for the draw, following a great entertaining game here between Tonbridge and Hampton schools. I've got both of the coaches here with me. Just a word on the game that we've seen here, Sean. Another 5 minutes of that match, and it could have got quite interesting. Hampton certainly coming back in that second half.
Yeah, the second half, I think we actually started to play the way that we wanted to. First half made too many fundamental errors, and ultimately against a good side like Tonbridge, it's always going to hurt you. But no, proud of the way the boys came back from the scoreline that it was at half time, and hopefully we can take that momentum forwards. And
Chris Morgan, you must have been pleased with the performance from Tonbridge. It was a first half performance more than a second half one.
Yeah, I think we certainly took the foot off the gas, so to speak, and we were hanging on. And thank goodness it was full time, because 5 more minutes, and I think we might have been staring down the barrel of a defeat.
Yes, it was certainly very interesting and entertaining, but congratulations to Tonbridge who make it through, of course. And, well, we have all of the teams in our fishbowl, and Chris Morgan is very kindly going to draw our home teams, and Sean Thompson will draw our away teams. So, gents, I think we're about ready to get underway. So, Chris, if you would like to start the draw for the second round of the Natwest Under-18 Schools Champions Trophy. And our first home side in the draw is going to be Eton College. So Eton College, not easy dispatching Dulwich, who won 3 NatWest Cups in a row, finished 17-all, but Eton through on the try-count there. They've played in each of the Champions Trophies since its inception. And who is going to be making the trip to Eton College? It is Grammar School at Leeds. Finalists in 2014, but knocked out in round 1 last year. They beat Uppingham 25-17 at home to secure passage to round 2. Let's get the next home side in the draw then. And it's St Paul's or RGS Guildford. So we've got 2 games, of course, that are being played after today. And St Paul's against RGS Guildford, that game is being played on Saturday. So the winner of that match will be at home, and they will play Bedford School, champions last year. Well, what a tie that'll be. Unbeaten this year, including victory over Bromsgrove and the Natwest Cup champs, of course. So decent number of those who've left now on Saints Academy contracts. So Bedford will be taking on St Paul's or RGS Guildford. Next home one is Oakham School. So Oakham beat Berkhamsted comfortably yesterday, 38 points to 7. The alma mater of the likes of former England captain Lewis Moody, British and Irish Lion Tom Croft as well. And they are at home to Clifton College. They've had a very good start to the season as well. The weekend they won a thriller against Bishop Wordsworth School. So that's going to be another great competition. Oakham against Clifton. Next home side is Tonbridge School. So we could be coming back to Tonbridge. There they are. Winners this afternoon on our live stream against Hampton. Their passage into round 2 now equals their achievement 2 years ago. Can they go one better? Millfield stopped them reaching round 3 on that occasion. They're still in the draw. It is Millfield again. So a possibility of retribution for Tonbridge in that one. So let's move on to our next home side. Tonbridge against Millfield. Interesting to have sensed the reaction here at the live draw as to how that one's gone down. Bristol Grammar School. They're the next ones with the home side. Incredible comeback in yesterday's game. Down 29-5 at half-time to Sherborne. Came back, levelled it and progressed by 5 tries to 4. Knocking out one of last year's promising-looking sides. And it's Blundell's who they will be facing. Former school of Gloucester's Matt Kvesic and one of last year's semi-finalists. So Bristol Grammar School against Blundell's. Getting down to the last few now. Epsom College, they're the next home side. Last year's finalists, losing out to Bedford. Their recent pedigree includes scrum half Niall Saunders, who played for Ireland under-20s in the Junior World Cup final, just 18 years of age. Epsom at home to St John's at Leatherhead, of course. They progressed earlier today against Cranbrook, through into round 2 once more. Knocked out Tonbridge in round 1 last year, but lost out to Sherborne in the next round. Head coach Chris Roberts will be pleased his side bounced back from a recent close loss. Canford School are our next home side. Quite the statement from them, who saw off Marlborough College 57-10. Lost out in round 1 to Blundell's last year, so they're through to round 2. And who will they be meeting? It's going to be Kingswood or Bryanston. That game taking place tomorrow, the West Country match in Bath. So that means we have one left, which is going to be our team who get the bye. They'll already be celebrating. I haven't ticked them off quick enough to remember exactly which team this is going to be, so let's just check on this. It is Monmouth School. So there we are, Monmouth benefiting from the bye through to the next round. That is how the result concludes. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for your help. Chris Morgan, congratulations on the result today, and commiserations to Hampton, but we thank you very much for joining us. So the draw for round 2 is complete, and we can have a look at it on your screens there. Eton College against Grammar School at Leeds. St Paul's or RGS Guildford against Bedford School. Oakham against Clifton College. Tonbridge School against Millfield School. Bristol Grammar School against Blundell's School. Epsom College against St John's Leatherhead. Canford School against Kingswood or Bryanston Schools, and then Monmouth who get that bye. Well, fascinating stuff. I'm sure there's plenty to chew on from all of the schools that have seen their latest draws here, from the Champions Trophy, from what's been a great entertaining game here on the live stream. It's a very good afternoon to you, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye-bye.